There are games that pass the time, and then there are games that define it. Games that don't just tell stories, they create them, not on the screen, but inside of us. They make you laugh, break you, challenge you, and remind you why we play games in the first place. They are not just games, they are experiences. Moments frozen in time, worlds that will live in your memory long after the console is turned off. So let's talk about the ones that matter the most, the games that you must play at least once in your life. When you first open your eyes in Skyrim, you're nobody, just another prisoner in a land torn apart by politics, dragons and forgotten gods. But within minutes you're free, no tutorials, no guiding hand, just a vast open world waiting to see what kind of person you will become. And that's the magic of Skyrim, it doesn't define you, you define yourself. Maybe you become a noble hero, fighting for honor and justice. Maybe you become a shadow, stealing gold from the rich under cover of night. Or maybe you just wander, because in Skyrim, wandering feels meaningful. The way snow crunches beneath your boots, the way distant mountains always seem to call your name. You meet strangers whose stories are richer than some entire games. You read books, listen to bards, discover ancient tubes filled with echoes of another age, and each of those things feels like it matters. Skyrim isn't about conquering the map, it's about discovering who you are in a world that doesn't care if you exist. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be, because imperfection is what makes it real. Years after playing it, you might forget the quests, but you'll never forget the feeling of standing on a mountain peak as the music plays, looking out over a world that feels so big and large. Persona 5 is stylish, loud, rebellious, and yet beneath all the color and flair, it's a story about something deeply human. Identity. We all wear masks, we hide parts of ourselves to fit in, to survive, to be accepted. Persona 5 turns that into a weapon. As phantom thieves, you steal the twisted hearts of the corrupted, but not with guns or magic, but with truth. Every dungeon, every boss fight is a metaphor for society's flaws, greed, abuse, vanity, control, and yet between all the battles and flashy menus are quiet moments that hit harder than any cutscenes. Eating curry with your friends, studying late at night, hearing somebody finally say, "I believe in you." Persona 5 teaches you that rebellion doesn't always mean destruction. Sometimes it means refusing to be what the world tells you to be. Each character carries pain, a reflection of the real world, the weight of expectations, the fear of failure, the loneliness of being misunderstood. And through helping them heal, you start to heal parts of yourself too. By the time the final credits roll, it's not just about saving others anymore, it's about saving yourself. And that's what makes Persona 5 unforgettable, because beneath the masks, we are all just trying to be seen. Elden Ring begins with nothing but ashes and silence. You are nobody, a tarnished soul cast into a broken world. It doesn't tell you where to go, it doesn't tell you how to win, it simply lets you fail. And in that failure something happens. You learn, you adapt, you grow. Every boss is a teacher, every defeat is a lesson, and when you finally stand victorious, your victory feels like it was earned. The beauty of Elden Ring isn't in its landscapes or lore, it's in its philosophy. It reminds you that progress isn't a straight line, it's a spiral of struggle, defeat and rebirth. And through it all you realize something profound. You are not fighting against the world, you are becoming part of it. There's a strange silent poetry in the way you explore the lands between. A beauty that's not loud or obvious, but hidden like an ancient truth waiting to be found. Because in Elden Ring the pain isn't punishment, it's purpose. And when you finally conquer it, you realize you conquered more than a game, you conquered yourself. Dishonored is a story of revenge, but more than that, it's a story of choice. You can become merciful or merciless, silent or brutal. Each path shapes the world and the man you become. Every kill increases the plague, every act of restraint restores a little hope. Few games make you feel the weight of your actions like this one, because Dishonored doesn't just tell you how powerful you are, it shows what the power costs. Corvo's mask isn't just a disguise, it's a reflection of what we all wear when we believe our end justifies our means. Do you save the Empress's daughter by staining your hands with blood, or do you rise above the world that betrayed you? Dishonored forces you to face questions we all avoid. What kind of person are you when no one is watching? And that's why even years later, the world of Dunwall still lingers, haunting, elegant and unforgettable, because morality isn't black and white, it's made out of shadow. NieR Automata begins like an action game, fast, flashy, precise, but as you play, you realize you're not fighting for victory, you're fighting for meaning. The world is empty, humanity is gone, and the androids that keep fighting because, well, that's all they know how to do. But between the battles, you start to hear something, a whisper of emotion, a longing, a question. Why do we exist? Why do we keep going even when we know it's hopeless? The more you play, the less you understand, and the more you feel. 2B's quiet pain, 9S's curiosity and madness, A2's rage and grief. It all builds towards something that feels like a revelation, and the game does something unthinkable. It asks you to make a choice, one that isn't about gameplay, but about compassion. NieR doesn't just tell you a story, it lets you live in one. And when it's over, you don't feel closure, you feel human. Each of these games tell a different story, but they all share one thing. They make you feel alive. They remind us that games aren't just about graphics or achievements, they're about moments that change how we see ourselves. So before you die, just play them, lose yourself in them and let them leave a mark in you. Because one day when you look back, you realize these weren't just games, they were chapters of your life.